Hello and welcome to this short demo overview of the Unily employee experience platform. My name's Matthew Boyd, I'm the product evangelist at Unily and I'm joined today by Kaz Hassan. Kaz, how are you doing?
Hey Matt, I'm very well, thank you.
Good. And today we just wanted to take the time to give you a very high level overview of the Unily platform. Kaz, I think it'd be fair to say that in the short space of time we have, we're really only going to be able to scratch the surface.
That is true. I mean, we've got so much to show and we'll do our best to show everything we can.
Exactly that. So for the purpose of this short demonstration, I'm going to be transforming into the role of Elizabeth Boyd, and she will be your traditional information worker. So she's desk-based, maybe from home, maybe from the office, and she's a project manager.
And I'm going to be one of Elizabeth's colleagues called Bill Romero, but I am a frontline worker. And I'm going to show you how I'm getting the most out of my workday using our employee app mobile experience.
Nice, perfect. So we'll hop straight into it. So as you can see, I'm kind of logged in and, this is the start of my day. And, I'm checking my computer maybe kind of 10, 15 minutes before my working day begins. And I just really want to connect with the organization, connect with my peers, and get myself into the right kind of headspace to really be productive at work. Now, the first thing that happens is that I log into my employee experience platform and I have this targeted homepage experience. So everything I see as I navigate the employee experience platform is going to be incredibly tailored to me as an individual, from this homepage layout to my navigation to the kind of notifications and content I see. It'll all be tailored to my job, my role, department, maybe even where I'm based, kind of geographically. So it's all kind of very relevant, and therefore immediately I'm engaged by the content I see because it's the stuff that I'm interested in. So at the top of our homepage, I'm getting my latest comms, right? So this is coming directly from the internal comms team, or maybe local comms managers. You can distribute that kind of publishing rights, and I can see health and safety updates. We saw one of those previous articles was about a welcome to the New York office. If I skip through, for example, there's the New York office. Something about the future of our digital workplace, a very pertinent topic as we continue to invest in that area. But there's also this article about working from home and how the organization can help. Again, very important as we see a continued increase in hybrid work models. So the reason I might be seeing this, for example, is because it's tagged with health and well-being. What I've actually done off the bat is I've specified that that's what I'm interested in. So I'm interested in health and well-being amongst many other topics. And that then helps to prioritize the comms to me so that, the business can be sure I'm getting what I need and feeling engaged. So let's click in and read this news article. So nice, clean design, really easy to read, mirroring kind of modern news style formats that you'd see in all your favorite external news websites. So we get, title, rich imagery, of course. We're getting our kind of top tips for working from home. And as I scroll down, I can also see that we've got native videos as well. So I can actually play content or audio tracks that have been placed inside this article too, if there's kind of extra content.
I really love the way that the video and the audio content can kind of embed here. I know that video and audio actually is a massive theme at the moment, with my Bill Romero frontline worker hat on and with my Kaz Hassan product manager hat on.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, because it kind of reduces some of those barriers. Sometimes people prefer to be engaged and consume that content in that way. So you're just accommodating the various ways that your employees really want to kind of receive that content, which is very powerful. And so I can kind of play this video right here if I want to, but then if I scroll down, I can see that this article was tagged with health and well-being. The author was Donnie Gibbs, but there's also some related articles as well. So the health and safety update, which is, related to the health and well-being topic, as well as the new employee benefits scheme, which is also probably related to that health and well-being topic too. So I can kind of leap from here and then get that kind of natural discovery of additional content that's going to drive further engagement. And then if I scroll to the bottom, here we can start to have a look at how we can engage and show our engagement levels with this content as well. So as you'd expect, commenting, we can use @mentions, we can use hashtags. So actually here, I've actually already commented as myself, love this. I've mentioned Kim Gordon so that she gets visibility of the content, she'll get notified. And I've also said hashtag flexible at work because I want to kind of make sure that this trends in the right communities and the right kind of conversations. So if I wanted to, I could also respond to that comment or respond directly to the article. But if I wasn't feeling kind of quite like I wanted to put a whole kind of comment together here, I can just use these lightweight social reactions, which are very powerful. So like, love it, interesting with the twizzling mustache, and then you're a star. Now these are obviously configurable, so you can really reflect your brand identity and culture through these, which I'm sure Kaz, you would say is a really powerful thing.
Yes, I know you put that mustache one there. I remember your mustache phase, don't worry.
Yeah, well there you go. So you have to check out the podcast to see some snippets of that. But also, now once I've kind of engaged with that article, the other thing I want to do is really make sure that my colleagues and my peers see this too. So I can do a number of different sharing options here now. Some might be kind of like within the employee experience platform, like sharing to our social communities. Maybe I just copy a link and I just want to send it to one person in like an instant messaging format. But another great option is to share to other integrated systems. The employee experience platform can no longer operate in a kind of siloed manner. It needs to be this central hub of the digital employee experience. So by integrating it with other systems, we can seamlessly share that content into multiple channels. And I can kind of share that with, say, my whole project management team in a few clicks. So really kind of powerful and, consumer grade experiences that we see, in many other contexts. So now that I've kind of caught up on that article, I can go back to my homepage, but as you are all aware, we're never just going to be sat here waiting for that next piece of content to happen. We're not going to just kind of be waiting for that next article to land on the homepage. And that's where our notification framework is really going to come into full effect. So here I've got my notification tray. Now, if I have the employee app, I'm going to get live push notifications and things like that. So it's kind of more to the minute. However, when I log in on desktop, I get this handy little tray, and it's just going to give me a digest really of all the things that have happened since I last was in the platform. So Kaz, for example, replied to my comment, which is good to see a nice bit of back and forth with my colleagues. But we've also got things like notifications that were sent out by our comms team. Don't forget to check out our new benefits package. I've got some content governance in here. I actually own the employment law updates page, so it's actually reminding me that there's a review deadline for that content to check that it's still valid and up to date. And if I scroll further down, I've actually had my content has been upvoted. So
Are you voting on your own ideas, man?
I've gamed the system. So I've submitted an idea to the business, which I think is going to improve the business or a product line or something like that using our ideation portal. And Matthew Boyd, as I am Elizabeth Boyd, Matthew Boyd has very kindly upvoted my idea and thinks it's really good. So that's going to serve us well. And finally, Bill Romero, Kaz's alter ego, has also reacted to a piece of my content telling me that he loves it. So a really good kind of digest, I think, and kind of very easy to kind of click through to the various things you might have missed. And of course, Kaz is going to show you a little bit of how he stays up to date on his mobile device as well. Now, a few things in there were related to social, sharing content into social communities, engaging with social comments, social reactions. So if I navigate from my global header here into the social community section, then I can see all my conversations. These are all the things, all the different conversations that I should care about. We can also see our trending hashtags. So there's a few kind of interesting ones in here, as well as our top active members, which includes Kaz and I, very active in those communities. So you can actually see Kaz has taken photos and uploaded them straight from his phone into our social threads. So any comment can include videos or photos. So if I'm attending a conference, for example, I can just take a photo and say, like, great conference hall, upload it straight into a community. Now, as Elizabeth Boyd, I care about the kind of company conversations, but I also really care about kind of working from home and things like health and well-being. Now, if I go to the health and well-being chat here, I've shared my own social post and I've said, here's the thing that's really helping my mental health right now. and I've uploaded a picture of my hypothetical puppy.
Very cute puppy.
Yeah, I know. I picked well. I think I picked well. So you can kind of upload those photos, and then of course you can interact with that content as well. So social reactions, comments, replies, @mentions, hashtags, all the wonderful things that you kind of would expect from a full social network. So now that I'm all caught up on the social communities I care about, and I've seen the kind of my motivational puppy pictures that are really going to kind of gear me up for working today, I'm going to go back to my homepage. Now, there's a few other things that I wanted to point out on my homepage. Now, obviously, the social communities are great, but one of the things that we really care about is recognizing the great work that our colleagues and our peers do day to day. So here, our company actually includes a recent kind of recognition roll up on the homepage. So I can actually see where people have been awarded different kind of recognition for different things. So Aaron Cooper got Employee of the Month last month, worth 200 points. Tyler King got great teamwork, so it's clearly helped somebody out. Bill got great teamwork as well. There you go. Look, I got the Gone Over and Above award. I think that is very, very earned, I would say.
You do say so yourself.
Exactly. So we can see the latest recognition. Now, again, this can be branded to culture, to your business values, and it gives a great way for peers to kind of recognize when they've really helped each other out. But we also enable badges as well. And these are the kind of from the top down kind of recognition where you might have a more significant achievement relating to your role, for example, an accreditation you've achieved, or recognizing years of service, for example, just a couple of ideas. But ultimately, we can kind of put that on the homepage, and then day to day we can see, people thanking each other and encourage that really positive culture. Now, that kind of gives me recognition at a glance, and we'll kind of dive into that in a little bit more detail later on. But final things just to point out as I look at my homepage today, countdown to the next all company town hall. So kind of promoting that next big event that I can register for. So we can, schedule our events, publish events, and then users can fill in forms to register for them. Our employees can register for these internal events. We've also got, for example, articles we think you'll like. So this is kind of an intelligent algorithm, so it can kind of make recommendations for content based upon how people like you are exploring the employee experience platform. So, based upon things that, people in your department are commenting on, for example, or based upon things that people in your geography kind of read within the last 2 weeks. These are all different kind of simple to configure intelligent content recommendations that can be added to your homepage to really kind of make it more intelligent, a little bit smarter. Now, if we scroll down, we've also got things like the Pulse survey. Now, Kaz, obviously we saw before with my recognition that I got the Gone Over and Above recognition.
So giving you a bit of an ego boost. So.
But I'm going to say that I'm very happy, but my work-life balance, because I've clearly been working extra, is going to be down at a 4. And then I can submit that form, and we can take these kind of simple pulse surveys to gauge the current kind of sentiment of our employees. But then we can also turn it into polling, live polling as well. So actually this kind of opens up visibility across the organization of how we're collectively feeling. Now, a lot of this is related to the comms and the experiential side of the employee experience platform, but also we are kind of trying to support people in doing their jobs and kind of driving productivity. And the main way we tackle that is through integration with that core productivity suite. So in this case, for example, I might be using Microsoft Stack day to day. And one of the things that I like to do to stay organized is create myself a to-do list. And in this case, I've integrated that to-do list onto my homepage. Now, not only can I see my tasks at a glance when I'm getting ready to start my day, but I can actually interact with these tasks in a transactional manner too. And all of this is kind of, parity between the third-party system and my homepage. So share budget plan for Q4 is actually overdue, but I've realized I actually sent that out yesterday evening. So it's actually done. So it's a nice feel-good start to the day because I can scratch off one of my to-do list tasks. And there we go. So 1/3 of my to-do list already chopped down at the very start of my day. Now, from here, I'm almost ready to start my working day, but there's one final thing I want to address. So let's say, for example, I've forgotten one of my passwords and I want to reset it. The information for that is in the employee experience platform somewhere. The real question is where? Now, if I go to global search, I could search for like IT, for example, thinking I need IT support. I'm going to get a bunch of kind of real-time kind of best bet results, but this really isn't detailed enough. So I can hit enter. We can go to the search center. Now from here, I can search the entire employee experience platform, as well as any number of integrated third-party apps as well. So the Microsoft information, the Salesforce information, maybe ServiceNow knowledge articles, all of that can be integrated into the unified search center. Now, a big part of that might be finding skills and expertise. So if I look at the people directory, searching for IT has found Trevor Rose, who's a support engineer. Now, if I click on the interaction menu, I could immediately go straight to, right, I'm just going to get help from a person, send him a Teams message, call via Zoom. These kind of integrated connections, you're going to make my life easier. But actually, I feel like the information probably exists. Maybe I should actually dig a little deeper before reaching straight out to somebody. And with that in mind, I can have a look at our sites and our pages. And right here, I can see we've got an IT support site. And that's probably got some information in it, I'm guessing. So let's go in here. So welcome to the IT support site. If I want to follow this site so I can quickly get back here later, then I can do so using the star or the bookmark. And here we've got our intro to the IT site. There is a training video on this page on how to raise a support ticket, which will be very helpful. And I can see my currently open tickets. Request for a new phone. I've specifically asked for the latest iPhone, so fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for you, Matt.
Yeah,
that might be a particularly long ticket. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what IT's response time is on that one. But along the top here, I'm on the home page, but I'm going to nip over to the resources page and see if there's anything extra. So it's going to point me to some apps and tools, and then there's a service desk Q&A channel as well. So actually, here's some questions people have asked. And there's some useful documents they've shared too. But if I look on the right hand side, FAQs. So outside of our FAQ portal, you can put relevant FAQs on different pages. And I can see there's one right here. How do I contact someone regarding a password change? Hop in. Okay, cool. So I basically just have to raise a support ticket and someone who's well equipped to solve that problem will solve it for me. It's tagged with IT support and there's some other kind of helpful FAQs here. I'm going to rate this as helpful, and that then gives us our helpfulness rating for this FAQ. 100% of 3 people have found this helpful, so we've got 100% helpfulness rating on this FAQ. And look, it's Trevor Rose, so the person I almost called up to find the answer actually has already published this information centrally to make all of our lives easier. I think that is probably worth a little bit of recognition. So you'd say so, would you? Yeah. So we're going to throw some kudos his way. Award kudos. I'm going to say over and above. That one's worth 20 points. Thanks for the great FAQ. Perfect. And then I'll award it. And that's done. It's been awarded. And Trevor Rose has now got some kudos and recognition for centrally storing that kind of information, which is going to make all of our lives easier as we work.
He's in Canada, so he'll have something positive to wake up to in the morning.
Exactly that. So now I'm going to go back to my home page, and believe it or not, that's all my time done for the pre-work period, and I'm kind of caught up and I've read some stories. So I might want to, for example, open my emails. So that apps and tools carousel makes it really quick and easy to hop into my business applications. And here I've got my emails. And of course, the comms team are waiting for me in my inbox with a really wonderful news update, which has all the latest articles. I can click through to go straight into the employee experience platform and read those. It's also got the latest ideas as well. So it's going to tell you kind of how people are voting on those ideas. Quite disappointing that the weekly group workouts have a score of -1, Kaz. People downvoting quite aggressively on the exercise topic.
They're after my heart, because I'd probably be one of those.
Yeah, I mean, the summer barbecue, on the other hand, though, looks like it's definitely going to be undoing that hard work.
It sounds like a company I want to work at.
Yeah, exactly. So all of that straight into my email inbox, beautiful templates that are just there and ready to go. But with all of that said and done, I think it's time to check in on our frontline worker, Bill Romero, and see how his day is starting.
I think you might be right, Matt, and I am ready and in my employee app. Hopefully you can see it at home. And the first thing you will notice as I'm in my employee app is that I've already got a different experience being in the mobile experience. So I've got one that's tailored to me as a frontline worker. So you can create experience specific for different audiences within your organization. As a frontline worker, you can see how I've got slightly different branding. That may come in useful if you're an organization with different types of operating companies. And you can see here that I've already got an experience that's tailored for mobile. I can very quickly and easily flick through the news updates. I can see any videos or audio content that I have happening, and I've got very quick access to applications and tools that I need as a frontline worker. So you can already see, as a frontline worker, I'm seeing an experience that's perfect for me to quickly get updates, quickly look at my tasks and understand what's happening across the organization. So you've seen how my homepage experience is very quickly, I can scroll, there's more scrolling in my homepage experience, which makes it quicker and easier as a frontline worker to consume more content quickly. And the second thing I want to show you is, Matt showed you earlier how he could use his notification experience. I get a same rich experience, so me as Bill Romero can quickly see what actions I have, and if I look in the top right hand corner of the screen, you will see that I've got a little notification bell with the number of notifications I've got to get to. So you can see here I've got multiple notifications, some similar to the ones Matt had, some targeted specifically at me as a frontline worker. You can see I've had an app created specifically for me. I've got people that have followed me, interacted with me. You can see that I've been added to a specific project site here. And again, I get similar actions that I can do on mobile as well. So once I've consumed my notifications, I don't want it in my feed anymore, I can very quickly and easily swipe to delete. Now, being a frontline worker, making sure that I get the best notifications that draw my action to them is really important. You don't want too much noise there, and that's why it's really important I can take control of that experience. So if I click on the ellipsis, the three dots in the right hand corner, you'll see that I can either dismiss all notifications, or what I want to do right now is look at my settings. And from this, I can look at all of the possible notifications that I can receive. Now, as Bill Romero, there are some that I want to see that are important to me as part of my workday, some not so much. So you can see here, earlier I saw a new app created. Now, I love picking my apps and tools, but I may not want that to be delivered as part of my notification tray. So you can see as I click on the ellipsis there, you can see here, currently I'm receiving that type of notifications via my tray as a push message on my mobile device, and also via email. So I'm going to keep them in my tray for now, but I'm going to turn them off as a mobile notification. I want to reserve that for really critical notifications, and also via email. So I've saved my settings there, and you can see now that I've made some edits to my settings which will now reflect as part of my experience. So moving on from that, I'm going to go back to my homepage, and you can see here again I've got loads of great content to consume. The first thing I'm going to do is have a quick read of an article. I can see that there's a new employee benefits scheme. That's pretty intriguing to me. We all love to see new benefits. So I'm going to click to read this article. You can see here what that article is about. I can do the same great reactions that Matt showed earlier. I've got the mustache one, so let's go with that. No one's reacted with that one yet.
It is by far the best reaction.
It started initially for a demo, but I reckon that's going to stay there forever, isn't it?
I think it should be part of all future demos.
If anyone wants to add that particular reaction to their site, we won't have any copyright on it, so feel free
We
encourage it. So I can see this article, I can see who's reacted to it, and I can read that article in the same way. I see the author, the topics that it's tagged with, and I can see the same great conversation below it. So really I'm getting experience just as rich as a desktop worker, which is so important to ensure that they feel engaged with the experience. So you'll also notice that the interaction menu that I saw earlier, the three dots in the top right hand corner, also is visible here. Now, I'm going to have a look to see what's behind here with this news article. So if I click on those three dots here, you'll see that I've got loads of different options. I can, for example, follow the author of this item. I can follow the item itself if I want to be updated when it's changed. And you'll also notice some extra options at the bottom. Now, what's great about this particular article is that my employer has allowed me to share this great news to my social network, whether that be Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. So this is a great way really to, I've seen people use it for job postings, for example, to help people share opportunities in their organisation. Also just share some great news from within the organisation, like this new benefit scheme. So I am actually going to share this with my network, and I'm going to share it via Twitter. Now you see here, what's great is that it's pre-populated the link to that article. Most importantly, it's an external facing link to make sure that the people in my network are able to access an externally acceptable version of this article. And I can also very quickly and easily add my own extra comments here. So
the pressure of typing on a phone when you're doing the live
demo,
demo
right?
is
Typo is right there.
Quite intense.
It is, isn't it? So
No,
again,
I
can use the same at mentioning hashtags that are already within Twitter. The link is pre-populated. You can actually pre-populate some content there to give people a head start if you want, but I'm going to populate my own content and then I'm going to share it with my network. And then you'll see that it very quickly and easily posts to my profile, and then you see it in my profile, you see that it is there and ready to go. Now that I've shared that with my social network, hopefully that's drumming up a bit of interest in and around my network and some conversation around it as it's on Twitter. Now I'm going to go back to my homepage and see what else I've got to read. Now this health and safety update is something that I haven't read yet. Now being a frontline worker, I've obviously got a very busy work day. This is something I can't necessarily get to right now, but it's very important that I want to read it. And I know sometimes in my workplace there are times when internet connectivity isn't particularly strong, or I may have to go offline for certain reasons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this article, and when I click on the interaction menu in the top right hand corner here, you will notice that I'm actually able to take this item with me offline. So you see there's an option at the bottom there, add this item to my offline reading list. Now this is really important for frontline workers, because if you have workers that are in areas where they don't have internet connectivity, they may be cabin crew, for example, or in warehouses where there's poor connection, it means they're able to consume that content at a later point to ensure that you're still getting engagement with that content. So I've saved that to my offline reading now, and when I click in my menu in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see I've got loads of different options here. The one I'm interested in right now is my offline reading list. I want to see the content that I've got ready for offline reading, so when I don't have any internet that I can come back to later. So you can see I've saved a few here before, so if there's time where I've got a bit of downtime, I can catch up on a lot of different content. But for now, I'm interested in this health and safety update. And you see there, it's saved the image. I've got all the great text there as well, so I can still engage with this content. Now, another thing I want to show, and I'm particularly passionate about, is the ability for frontline workers to contribute to the success of the company. Being able to contribute ideas is a great example, and you heard earlier from Matt, or you saw earlier from Matt, an example of where he got a notification where his idea had been upvoted. Now, if I click on my menu here, you'll notice that I've got an option to submit an idea, which is great. I'm Bill Romero and I'm going to submit an idea. As Bill Romero, I've been working at an organisation a long time. I've got a lot of great ideas that I think can contribute to the company. One of them is that I think, given recent changes, I think sometimes there are customers coming to store and they don't have face masks. It's one of those transition periods, and I want to make sure that a customer has easy access to a face mask, whether they've left it at home or just left it in the car. So free face masks for customers.
This is looking like a good idea, Kaz. I might have to give you an
upvote.
Give an upvote back.
This is secret promotion for my idea.
Yeah.
Cool. So I've got some information about my idea.
And as Kaz puts a little bit of detail into that content tab, I'll just kind of point out as well, the mobile experience for content creation, highly optimized for that smaller screen real estate as well. So you get kind of, all the things that you might readily need to use, the bold, italics, bullet points and the rest of it. But, it's simplified. So those people publishing on the go don't face any kind of big challenges when it comes to getting content out quickly and easily.
That is very true. And what's cool here is that I'm sure there are loads of great ideas happening across the organization. You can actually tag these ideas with different categories. And I think this is part of a process improvement category. So I'm going to tag it with that. And I am going to put myself as the author of this. There I am. Now I'm going to click Save Changes. And now you'll see once I've saved my idea that I have my idea ready there at the top. It's already got a vote, so you can see that it's gathering some momentum, and I can interact with it from here as well. So if I need to edit it, if I notice a quick typo, I can quickly do that on my mobile device too, which is great. Now, I'm now getting ready for my lunch break. I have a bit of time, and usually what I do on my lunch break as Bill Romero is check what upcoming shifts I have in the coming week. This is actually integrated with our shift management system, and I can quickly and easily see what dates I've got shifts coming up on. I can click on any of the dots that I've got shifts coming up on, look at, for example, what times I'm working, if any of my teammates are working on that date too. So I can see Elizabeth Boyd has a shift coming up 3 till 6 p.m. on the 17th. So that's great to see. So now that I've checked my shifts, just before I head back after my lunch break, I'm going to have one final check of our social feed to see if there's any conversation happening. I can see the kudos that Elizabeth Boyd awarded earlier to Trevor. Definitely
sharing
very well
the
deserved.
love. Sharing the love.
I will share the love there. Give a love heart reaction to that, and I can
Nice.
see my own comments there as well. So I built up a bit of rapport with Elizabeth Boyd despite working in different locations, which is great to see. So I'm actually able to click on Elizabeth Boyd and interact with her. I built a bit of rapport. So I'm actually intrigued what Elizabeth Boyd might be saying on the social network, if she posts any updates or posts any new content. So I'm going to give Elizabeth a follow. And you'll see that I've got instant notification there that I've successfully followed Elizabeth Boyd. I can also see how many kudos points she's got, how many posts she's done, and contact her if required. See a bit more information about her and the skills that she have. Great for cross-company collaboration, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
So I seem to be getting to the end of my lunch now. It's back to my shift. I had a great lunch, been productive, and had a bit of a social aspect to it as well. So hopefully that's given you a great overview of the frontline worker experience in the employee app. You get the same rich actions, great menus for different options as well. And I'm ready to get on with my workday.
Yep, absolutely. And that brings us to the close of this very short demo of the Unily Employee Experience platform. Hopefully it's given you a flavour of all the different capabilities and functions that you can really take full advantage of when it comes to engaging your employees in the modern working world. And that's it. That's all the time we have right now. So Kaz, thank you so much for joining me on this and taking on your alter ego, Bill Romero. Get in touch with us. We would love to speak to you about your employee engagement needs. And with that said, we will see you on the next one.